Good evening, my dear things. Welcome back, or welcome to the Cavern of Secrets. I'm Cassara, or Cassie, the host of the channel. Tonight's get-together differs from our usual content. I'm returning to true crime, as some of you know. Since it is the month of lovers, what better way to celebrate than to discuss killer couples? Our case occurred in Britain on April 14th, 2016, and the case is called the Twilight Killers. And you'll find out why it's called that, and I'm going to tell you why do they pick these names and how do they come up with these names. I'm just curious. Okay, anyways, so Kim Edwards and her boyfriend Lucas Markham, both aged 14, had an intense relationship, and that's kind of an understatement. Fearing something wasn't quite right with Lucas since her daughter started becoming withdrawn from friends and family soon after dating this individual, she felt it was in her daughter's best interest to stop seeing Lucas, which is when things took a dark turn. Kim and Lucas planned to murder Elizabeth and Kim's younger sister, Katie, who was 13 at the time. They also made a suicide pact to ensure no one could split them up. So sweet, I guess. The pair attempted their plan 3 times before going through with it. On April 11th, their first attempt was sullied by Kim falling asleep instead of letting Markham into the house. Their second attempt was also a failure for the same reason. Wow. On April 14th, Kim let Markham in through the bathroom window and later went to check on his progress since she decided not to assist him. And police didn't gain entry until April 15th. I think the most horrific part about this case is how after Lucas finished the horrendous massacre of Kim's mother and sister, they bathed together before heading downstairs to get something to eat and watch movies, including Twilight, which is the reason behind their name, the Twilight Killers. And involved in intercourse after watching the movies. They had no care about the dead upstairs above them. And what's even worse is during the court case, Kim actually divulged that their mother, Elizabeth, was trying to get out. And her hand touched Kim's. And when Kim realized her mom's hand was on the doorknob that she touched, she just shook it off and left. Didn't even care. The only member of the family that wasn't murdered was Kim's older half-sister, Mary Cottingham, who lived in Derby with her husband and children. Mary actually had a suspicion about Lucas that he was trouble when she met him, and felt the two of them were a ticking time bomb waiting to go off. Her words, exactly. While Mary sat in the courtroom watching the proceedings, she was surprised at Kim's lack of remorse for the killings. She wasn't so much surprised that Kim didn't feel any remorse for the murder of their mother, since Kim hated their mother. Everyone knew that. But when it came to Katie, their little sister, she expected Kim to show something but there was nothing there. Kim was actually found guilty by the court and sentenced to life in prison alongside Lucas, who pled guilty. Upon appeal, the two had their sentences reduced to 17 and a half years, which currently they're on their 8th year. The couple are among the UK's youngest murderers as well. And it actually was found that before Kim found Lucas, she actually was having some difficulties. She actually went into the hospital a few times due to self-harming and attempted suicide. And Elizabeth, the mother, put the whole family into family therapy. And it actually seemed to have worked. The family was much better. Everyone seemed happier. And then Lucas came along. It's really tragic, to be honest. And apparently from the police investigation, they found that Lucas didn't show any signs of mental instabilities. There was no sign of mental illness or issues at all. Whereas with Kim, there seemed to be some personality discrepancies, but they couldn't diagnose her until she was 18. Unfortunately. And I'm wondering if, now that it's been so long, if they actually found a diagnosis and if they actually provide care in the UK for those who are mentally ill. I know in the US, we don't really take care of our mentally ill very well. I don't know about the prison system. I don't really think we do a very good job, since we don't even take care of our regular citizens when it comes to mental illness. So I don't really think our prison system is much better. So I don't know much about the UK in terms of their prison system or judicial system, for that matter, at all. So what are your thoughts on this one? Do you agree with the verdict? Should they have had their sentences reduced? Why do you think she included her younger sister in this? I know it was one question that Mary constantly asked. She didn't understand why Katie was murdered, as well as their mother. And in such a horrendous way, too. I wasn't going to go into the details. It's a tragic case regardless, and there's more where that came from next week when we discuss another couple with murderous intentions. If you have a couple that you would like me to look into that did some horrendous stuff, let me know in the comments and I will look into it. Have a fabulous weekend and take care until next time. If you are interested to know more about this, I will leave some links in the description as well. Enjoy and have a fabulous V-Day or Valentine's Day to those of you that celebrate. And to those of you that don't, I actually coined it Vampire Day. Why not? It starts with a V, and who doesn't like a good vampire movie? So enjoy vampire movies if you don't really like the holiday. I'm not a huge fan of the holiday, I will admit that, so Vampire Day is so much better. Enjoy, regardless. and have a fabulous weekend. Take care. Bye, everyone.